Thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Kobayashi, Vice Minister for Global Environment Affairs of the Ministry of the Environment. Thank you very much for participating in the symposium. Welcome. And most of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation for those attending from overseas countries at the very beginning of the new year. And furthermore, all the people, or many people have made efforts in realizing the symposium today. I would like to extend my appreciation to them as well. Today, we are going to talk about the SDGs 2030, and the title is Transforming Japan and the World. And S11 project of the Environment Research and Technology Development Fund, which covers it's a huge project, huge research project, and there's going to be a summary made for the 3-year effort. And we decided to hold this public symposium to make a report. And allow me to say a few words. Now that the new year has started, and in the very beginning of the new year, we feel refreshed to start a new year. Especially this year, we believe that the new world is going to be developed, and we have very high expectations for the new year. As you all know, there were 2 major international agreements made. One is at the end of the year, Paris Agreement that was made for at COP21 in Paris. And we had the Minister of Environment of Japan attending, and we also had the Mr. Oike, Ambassador, Assistant Vice Minister of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Many participants attended the meeting, and we were able to reach the agreement. And which means that people around the world have made a new start to fight against the climate change. I think it was a major agreement that was reached last year. And the other was what was adopted at the UN Summit, 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So I think this year is going to be the very first year, or it's for us to take the very first step to implement those, especially to achieve sustainable development goals. I think there's a need for us to take major initiatives. So allow me to say or explain briefly the initiatives implemented by Ministry of the Environment. They are 3 aspects, very important aspects for SDGs. First, 2030 Agenda it looks at 3 aspects of environment and society, which are regarded as inseparable. In the SDGs, cover a wide range of goals and targets. There are many goals related to the environment. For example, sustainable production and consumption, biodiversity, and climate change. Those themselves are major environmental issues that we need to take measures against. But in addition to that, there are other targets, including education and inequality, and solving the issue of inequality. And those also have elements of environment. And the Ministry of Environment, we believe, has a very important role to play in achieving the SDGs. And secondly, one of the characteristics of 2030 Agenda is that many parties, different parties need to be involved to implement. In the agenda, it talks about the importance of global partnership. And when we are to implement the SDGs in Japan, there is a need to establish partnerships with various parties. So Ministry of Environment would like to work together with private companies and also NPOs which are active in the field. So we would like to implement an infrastructure in place so that we can establish such network and partnerships. And thirdly, we have many goals and targets. And they are written in many ways, but basically they are ultimate goals that we need to achieve. So for 15 years, I believe that the SDGs show the direction that we need to go for the coming 15 years. So therefore, the actions, activities, or the progress to achieve the target are not clearly mentioned in the agenda. So therefore, it will be up to the institutions and parties who are involved in implementing the SDGs to decide what actions to be taken. So I think there is, I think there are, depending on parties and institutions, they need to get together to share their motivations and what actions would be taken by each party. So I think that is one of the effective ways of implementing SDGs. So sharing advanced experiences, and by recognizing each other, I think we can expect the expansion of good practices. And this year, once again, there is going to be a major international event in May. G7 summit is also going to be held in Japan. And related to environment, a G7 environmental ministers meeting will be held in Toyama, hosted by Japan. So in those meetings, we need to watch the discussions made at international meetings like these and consider what need to be done in Japan. So all these ideas, I believe, will be covered in the panel discussions today. So I do hope that we'll be able to listen to many proposals and comments from all of the participants. So I hope that in this challenging environment, I do hope that this symposium would be a good start to so many environmental issues that we face. Thank you very much for your